how quickly we can get from here to the national park and enjoy world life here in Nairobi, the only city in the world that has a park within the city. Your Excellency, we continue to build as individual markets on issues of connectivity, with systems that do not always connect, frameworks that do not always align, and opportunities that do not always scale beyond national borders. If we are to move forward, Your Excellency, this must change. Our theme, which is Uniting Africa's Innovation for an Inclusive Digital Market, speaks directly to this challenge. It is a recognition that the next phase of Africa's digital journey is not about isolated successes, but about resilience and sovereignty. Your Excellency, a few things must happen. One, we begin with trust. Two, we turn to the systems and enable delivery. Thirdly, we will also examine connectivity and the data economy. Finally, Your Excellency, we'll conclude with people, because Africa's digital future will ultimately be shaped by the young people who will build, use, and scale this system. It is therefore my hope that over the next 2 days, we will move with purpose, clarity, and a shared commitment to delivery. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, allow me to invite Dr. Shadrick, MP, Minister of Information and Communication Technology of the Republic of Malawi, just to make a few remarks, and then I will invite our own Rebecca Miano, Your Excellency, to come and tell us about tourism in Kenya. I thank you. Karibu, Mheshimiwa.
The Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Professor Kithure Kindiki, distinguished ministers gathered here, Your Excellencies in the room, leaders from the industry and academia, ladies and gentlemen, and you allow me also to ride on the protocols already established. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Your Excellency, I stand before you this afternoon just to make a few remarks. And before I proceed, I would want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Republic of Kenya for successfully hosting the Connected Africa Summit 2026 here in the beautiful and hospitable city of Nairobi. This is my second time to be here, and already from the first time that I was here, I felt in love with your city. Indeed, Your Excellency, it is fitting that this important gathering is taking place in a country that continues to demonstrate leadership on the continent in ICT. And you are doing very well, Your Excellency. You are demonstrating and leading. You are leading in digital innovation. You are leading in technological advancement. These experiences being shared and the progress witnessed during our engagements are clear testimony to Kenya's remarkable strides in this sector. I would also want to express sincere appreciation for the warm reception accorded to us as ministers from the continent, and this I speak on behalf of my fellow ministers, starting from the moment that we arrived at the airport and indeed towards our stay at the magnificent hotel, which is just adjacent to the park. Indeed, your hospitality is truly exceptional, and thank you very much for that hospitality. Your Excellency, Connected Africa Summit, convened under the theme Uniting Africa's Innovation for Inclusive Digital Market, comes at a defining moment in our continent's journey. We gather at a time when technology is no longer mere a supporting sector, but the backbone of economic growth, regional integration, and socio-economic transformation. Africa today stands at the intersection of opportunity and agency. As the youngest continent in the world, rich in talent, innovation, and resilience, we possess unmatched demographic advantage. However, as you may agree with me, unlocking this potential requires us to leverage technology as a unifying force across our nations. We have an African proverb that says, if you want to go far, you have to go together. Indeed, we are witnessing that resolve, that together as Africans, we must indeed go far, and all of us get connected for the benefit of our people. Digital infrastructure, digital skills, and digital services are now the key instruments of integration. Through platforms such as African Continental Free Trade, we are already witnessing how digital trade across border data flows and digital payments are beginning to unify markets across borders. Technology, therefore, has the ability to connect our people, integrate our economies. And true, this transformation cannot happen by default. It must be intentional, deliberate, and coordinated. Your Excellency, my fellow minister also took us through what we did yesterday, and also the Principal Secretary. It was a wonderful day. We went to the Mukuru Affordable Housing Project, very transformative, to see how you developing up, the urban housing, but also leveraging on technology. We went to East Africa Device Assembly, Kenya. We also saw what the young people there are doing. We challenged and the issues of how we can, as Africans, come together and ensure that we get the devices affordable in our countries, but also accessible in our countries, and the issues of taxation and so forth. We've been challenged throughout the visit already, but I have one message which we will be taking home, that now Africa must move beyond consumption. We should stop being consumers of technology elsewhere, but we must now begin to be producers of our own technology. And that's a resolve that we must make as Africa. We must begin to manufacture and assemble our own digital devices, develop our own platforms and solutions, build smart cities tailored to African realities, and invest in research institutions that drive innovation at a scale. I'll cut my speech because it's very long, and I wouldn't want to bother you with, but just to say, as I conclude, that Your Excellency, your visit here underscores the importance of the discussions that we are having at this summit. And I must congratulate you together with the President, the tone that you have taken. Oftentimes, reforms lack the drive from the leadership at the top. And we would want also to encourage you, our leaders, to drive this digital transformation. I have an example in our country that our President has taken it upon himself to say, we are embracing digital technology. Each and every ministry must embrace digital. This is no era for paper-based communication, paper-based platforms. So, with the same, I see that your government, and me being a politician, I see that your government, you're doing the right things, and I see that the people of Kenya are going to trust you, yet with another mandate. So, without taking much of your valuable time, let me thank you for giving us the opportunity on behalf of my fellow ministers to say a word or two, and let me invite my host to take it from here. But thank you very much. Greetings from Malawi. We always say Malawi is the warm heart of Africa. So there is no any other heart which is warm. Malawi is the warm heart of Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Waziri. Big applause for our keynote speaker. Your Excellency, as ministers, we decided to give that space to Malawi to speak on our behalf. So what he has said is not only his own, but also ours. We did a head-up, Your Excellency. Those people who play golf, they say a head-up is when you make a mistake, but to make it sound good is a head-up. Allow me to recognize our sponsors. And the lead sponsor is none other but Safaricom. Your Excellency, we have a list of 35 sponsors amongst them, and not in any order per se. We have, I'll just mention a few. Everyone else, please feel appreciated. We have a Piero Gidicio, Oracle Kenya, Technologies Limited, Huawei, Kenya Commercial Bank, Smart Technologies, amongst many others, and we truly appreciate your support. Your Excellency, also we have ambassadors accredited to Kenya here present. If we may just ask them kindly to stand so that we appreciate you. I see Estonia, I see Romania, and I can't see the back. It looks like they're from Sudan for one reason or the other. So, Your Excellency, allow me to invite our Minister for Tourism, Rebecca Miano, and I will cede ground for her to invite you so that I don't have to come back here again. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Professor Kithure Kindiki, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Magical Kenya. We are saying Kenya is the origin of wonder. Let me begin with a story, a very short one. About 1.6 million years ago, a young boy lived near a lake in what is today northern Kenya, near Lake Turkana. He was 13 years old when he died. And when his remains were discovered in 1984, he changed everything we thought we knew about where humanity began. We call him Turkana Boy. And he's proved that Kenya is not just the origin of wildlife or safari. Kenya is the origin of us, so welcome home. That is why origin of wonder is not a marketing word for us. It is what people truly feel when they arrive. That moment of being stopped in their tracks by something they did not know the world still had. Something you may not have known about Kenya. Kenya has taken deliberate steps to align tourism with Africa's digital future. We have made significant strides in digitizing the tourism ecosystem to enhance efficiency, transparency, and visitor experience. We have introduced electronic travel authorization system to simplify entry, digital park entry, and payments through e-ticketing, automated tourism, licensing and levy collection to improve our compliance and to improve your experience. These efforts are part of a broader national digital strategy and partnerships aimed at equipping the entire tourism ecosystem while unlocking opportunities for our youth through content creation and tech-driven solutions and marketing. As we gather here at the Connected Africa Summit, the question is no longer whether we can transform tourism through technology. It is how we scale these efforts across the continent. Indeed, the future of tourism here in Kenya is digital. Honorable ministers and the distinguished delegates attending today, I was given only 2 minutes. I'll therefore invite you to turn your attention to the screen for a short video to reintroduce Kenya to you through our tourism manifesto.
Before the world had maps, there was Kenya. Before language, there was rhythm. Before time had a name, there were footsteps across this red earth. This is not just a place. It's a pulse. It's the breath of the wild. The whisper of ancestors in the wind. The drumbeat in your chest you thought was yours alone. Come here and unlearn. Trade your inbox for a horizon. Trade reception bars for baobab trees. Come walk barefoot through the origin of everything. Life, flavor, fire, soul. Because Kenya is not a destination, it's the birthplace of awe, the homeland of wonder, the reset the modern world forgot it needed. You don't visit Kenya, you remember it, you return to it, you wake up in it. This is magical Kenya, the origin of wonder. Welcome back.
Welcome to Kenya. Welcome to Magical Kenya. It is now my honor and humble duty to invite His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Professor Kithure Kindiki, to address you. Welcome,
He
sir.
is the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, a distinguished professor of law and seasoned public servant with extensive experience in governance, security and international law. Having served as Cabinet Secretary for Interior and a long-serving senator, he brings deep expertise in leadership, policy and national development. Please welcome His Excellency Professor Kithure Kindiki.
Thank you very much. Be seated. I think after Rebecca succeeded in what her intention was, she forgot the other people around. Brothers and sisters, it is a great honor and privilege to welcome those of you who are coming from outside Kenya to Kenya. This is your home, and all of you therefore should feel at home. Africa is one connected home for all of us, and even for those from outside Africa, you are also at home. The world is also a connected family. Feel at home. We are deeply honored to host representatives from, I am told, over 30 countries who are gathered here in a spirit of purpose, ambition, and continental partnership. Your presence in Nairobi sends a very strong message that Africa is ready to shape its own digital future. Africa is ready to build together. Africa is ready to move from conversation to execution, from pilots to Pan-African reality. I've also looked at the theme of this conference, Uniting Africa's innovation for an inclusive digital market. And this theme, to me, speaks to the promise of this continent. It speaks to the reality that no African country, however ambitious, can fully unlock the digital economy potential in isolation. For many years, African countries have pursued digital transformation with determination. We have built systems, expanded connectivity, digitized services, supported startups, and trained young people, yet too often our gains have remained fragmented. So we must resolve the fragmentation problem of our solutions. We have built progress country by country, platform by platform, regulation by regulation. Yet, we have not extensively explored collaboration on the digital front. The next phase of this endeavor demands something bigger, some greater alignment, interoperability, trust, and a newly true African digital market. This summit, therefore, is not just another gathering on technology, but rather a working session for directing our continental trajectory in the ever-dynamic digital space. Today, this conference is calling us to ask a number of critical questions. How do we safely and securely connect our infrastructure across borders? How do we make data move safely and lawfully across our region? How do we make payments efficient, cheaper, and more trusted? How do we support African innovators to scale beyond their home countries? How do we ensure that the digital transformation reaches the village, the farmer, the student, the micro trader, and small business owner, and the public servant? Those are the questions. And these are not just technical questions. They are socioeconomic and governance inquiries central to the future of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, in Kenya, we have learned that digital transformation must rest on practical foundations. It must be built on infrastructure. It must be backed by public policy. It must be supported by skills. it must be designed around citizens and businesses. This is why, through our Ministry of Information, Communications, and the Digital Economy, we are pushing, as the government of Kenya, major initiatives such as the Digital Superhighway, which we want to expand by a new 100,000 kilometers. Already we've done 30,000, and we are on course to build the balance. We are also on the Kenya Digital Economy Acceleration Project. We are also building ICT hubs across the country, targeting 1,450. We've completed 382 of these hubs across Kenya. 400 others are almost complete. And the balance, of course, is within our plans. And we are also creating public Wi-Fi hotspots in various parts of the country. We are also training our young people in digital skills and also improving our innovation infrastructure. And today, we can confidently say that this approach is delivering results. Kenya has emerged as one of Africa's leading digital economies and a globally recognized innovation hub. I am sure for the rest of the countries represented here, you also have good things, success areas that we can, all of us, learn from. Our digital economy here in Kenya contributes an estimated between 7 and 8% to the GDP. We are on our very clear targets of achieving double-digit growth in terms of contribution of the digital economy to our GDP. We are home to one of the world's most successful mobile money ecosystems, M-Pesa, and you've heard from the horse's mouth, Peter Ndegwa, a great son of Africa, and who is running a great company, and one of our pride in this continent, in this space, especially of mobile money transfer system. And what the M-Pesa is processing in terms of transactions, other than what my old friend Julie Gishuru gave. Julie, I didn't know you came here. I've not seen you for 20 years. Other than those statistics that Julie Gishuru, our sister Julie Gishuru gave, M-Pesa is processing transactions equivalent to 50% of Kenya's GDP every year. It is that phenomenon. Kenya's startup ecosystem continues to rank among the top in Africa, attracting global investments. And those colleagues who spoke here in the panel spoke very eloquently about the need for investments and partnerships. I'll speak to that as I end my remarks. But let me say that we, as a country, have made some progress in digital public services. We have an e-citizen program where citizens access government services digitally, and they pay digitally. And we have removed paper transactions, improved our revenues, increased transparency, and made the delivery of public services more convenient. And I think this is one of the areas where we have also something we can share with the rest of the continent. We now have e-citizen, where millions of Kenyans can access government services seamlessly and efficiently. We are also making investments in connectivity. Kenya now boasts of 90% of our population has 4G internet connection. That's 90% of our population, and we are expanding this through our fiber infrastructure, as I have said, under the Digital Superhighway initiative. On digital skills, we continue to build one of the youngest and most tech-enabled workforces, with thousands of young people are trained annually through a number of programs, Ajira program, Jitume, digital hubs programs, and others. These efforts are not only about technology, but they are also about inclusion, about jobs, about access, and national productivity. By expanding our digital superhighway, by providing digital spaces for young people to access digital services and e-commerce, we have created 300,000 jobs in the last few years. We want to expand that to 1 million jobs through this initiative of digital jobs. Kenya's ambition does not stop at the border. We see our digital future as inseparable from the digital future of the region. Peter has already told us Safaricom is in Ethiopia and in 7 other markets in the region. So we are connected to the region and to the world. That is why Kenya is actively engaged in regional efforts to build a more integrated digital economy. Through the East Africa Regional Digital Integration Project, our region is working towards a stronger broadband connectivity and a better enabling environment for cross-border digital services. Through the East African community, there are ongoing efforts to harmonize cross-border data flow frameworks and build common standards for cross-border payments. The same is going to happen under now the Africa Continental Free Trade Area arrangement, the same that we are now doing under ESC. Regional and continental digital integration remains an urgent call for all of us. Our nations cannot afford digital islands. The future certainly belongs to those consolidating efforts towards connecting policy with infrastructure, infrastructure with enterprise, and enterprise with the people. Ladies and gentlemen, as has been said by other speakers, we have talent, we have ideas, we have innovation, we have passion. What we must now build is a bridge between innovation and practical delivery. I am encouraged that this summit is not just about discussion, but about structure. I therefore urge us to come up with actionable outcomes, digitally connecting Africa, embracing innovation, and decisively advancing our collective efforts towards a sustainable and futuristic digital continent as a matter of duty. Having listened to the very eminent panelists that in 20 minutes discussed quite an array of things that we need to do, I just want to echo all the great ideas that were discussed here. From where we sit as Kenya, we see 5 priorities, which were summarized by the panelists. And this is around people, it's around technology, it's around partnerships, and you can infuse there human capital and the software, which is our value system. Because what I have learned here is that the people must be at the center of Africa's future and the future of the world. And it's the people in terms of inclusion, the people, the entire spectrum of the people must help us define our future, including the youth, including women, including all shades of, all segments of the people. But technology is going to remain the biggest driver of the future. Look at the 10 most successful companies in the world. Many of them are technology companies, and it's going to remain that into the future as we abandon the traditional way of doing things and going into technology. But it's also about partnerships, because the public sector does not have enough resources to meet the demands for Africa's future, both in terms of financial resources, but also human capital resources. We do not have enough intellectual and human abilities to drive the demands of the future, and we do not have enough resources, because the opportunities for increasing domestic mobilization of resources through taxation is becoming constrained. That window is becoming constrained. The opportunity of mobilizing resources through debt, through borrowing, is also becoming constrained. And there are only three ways in which you can mobilize resources. You either tax people more, you either borrow, or you become innovative. And this is where the space of the PPP arrangements come into place, where we get we assure the private sector to invest their money in the provision of public goods and services. All the private sector needs is stability, predictability, assurance that they will recoup their capital. They will help us do the infrastructure that we require and look for the change that we need. And what I've learned from the panelists is that we are not just talking about public-private partnerships, but we are expanding it to public, private, and people partnerships. So the 4 Ps. That shows you I was listening. Our sister Secretary General for the DCO and the other panelists, that shows you we were listening, and listening very carefully. And therefore, that is what we see as going. And I want to commend Minister William Kabogo and my other colleagues, PS John, Engineer John Tanui, the team at ICTA, for putting this together. And thank you very much for pitching for Africa and pitching for technology. And I want to end there, because my work was to open the event, was not to lecture or teach you, because you, in fact, I wish I had more time. I would have wanted to listen to the brains around here and pick more ideas, because we've said, us in the public sector, we do not have the monopoly of ideas and knowledge. We do not have the monopoly of resources, and that's why our partnerships are very important. Looking around here, I see all of us are here, government officials of different cadres. I see diplomats, development partners, captains of industry, private sector, everybody is here. And I hope the next one, you'll also invite someone from we need to see a bit of inclusion. We want to see users of ICT technology from the depths of Africa who can come and also address a meeting like this about their experiences, what they are doing, using ICT in their businesses and other things that they are doing from the countryside. Ordinary folks who would never have imagined that technology can bring them the kind of inclusion that they are experiencing. I have seen wonderful startups generated by young people who are not the urban type, not the ones living in Nairobi and other cities, but these are startups which have been developed by young people who are from the depths of our countries. And the only thing that enabled them to develop that startup or that business idea is availability, connectivity, access to internet, and access to infrastructure, the devices that they use to do their job. With those many remarks, I bring you greetings from President William Ruto, and I declare this 15th Connect Africa Summit officially opened on behalf of the government of Kenya.
Big round of applause once again. We are now ready for the launch of some very critical items Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the government of Kenya sees interoperability as key to delivering services that are efficient, connected, and truly centered around citizens. That's why the government interoperability framework was developed, and so we're going to witness this. Let's have the countdown. So together, I'd kindly request, ready? Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Give us sound, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. That's the government interoperability framework, developed to create a clear, standardized way for systems across ministries, departments, and agencies to seamlessly share data and work together securely. And we'll now move straight to the photo session, which kindly request Your Excellency to come to the front. The rest of us, we can kindly take our seats. All the ministers and cabinet secretaries, please join the photo. Let's have the cabinet secretaries and ministries, ministers joining the photo session. Thank you so much. After that, ICT Authority, please be on standby. But for now, ministers and cabinet secretaries, welcome to the photo session. All right, we're ready for the photo session. Welcome, honorable members. Thank you so much. Are we ready? Thank you so much. Alors, merci beaucoup. Can I request the ICT Authority Board, CEO, tafadhali karibuni, please, s'il vous plaît. Bienvenue, welcome. For the ministers and cabinet secretaries, you may kindly exit. Thank you so much. We'll be left ministers to exit. Thank you so much. We'll be left by His Excellency and Honorable Cabinet Secretary, CS. Let's have the ICT Authority Board, of course, the Secretary, the Ministry, Digital Economy. Karibu sana, Madam Secretary. So thank you so much. I'd kindly request that we remain seated as we allow His Excellency to exit at his pleasure. For the rest of us, I'd kindly request that we remain seated for very key instructions that will guide us for the better part of the day. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.